जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे. If you both can switch on your camera. Hello Shubham, good morning.
Hmm. Hmm.
Good morning Shubham. How are you, man?
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Fine. So, anything new from your side?
Nothing new.
Nothing new. I mean, everything is going the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we can wait till 11:05, and after that, I think we should start because today is Holi, and I think everyone is busy. So, you know, we have to start by 11:05. Doesn't matter how many people are present. Because if we will wait like this, it will go on for um, half an hour or more than 1 hour. And I think everyone is busy today in making gujiyas and lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
food.
That everyone is enjoying the day. So maybe
Mhm.
some people, but I think Kaushal should be there, na? He said that I will be there.
Ha. Okay, let me check. I think he has messaged something. Huh? No, there is no message from Kaushal. So, okay.
I'm also sending the request to Kaushal, but the Kaushal is not
Huh?
receiving my request.
Rohit, no issues.
Kaushal is not able to take my request.
No
I'm
issues.
sending the request to
Rohit,
Kaushal
no
to
issues.
join.
We have to wait till 11:05 and then we will start. Okay.
Okay.
Because we are going to wait like this, and ultimately it will go for 2 to 3 hours, and everyone is busy today. Even I am busy, but I've reserved this time for this meeting.
Even the conductor is also absent, Prashant.
This conductor.
Rahul Kashman.
Oh, oh my God. So conductor is absent. So okay, if you don't mind, I can conduct the meeting. Or Sandeep, you will conduct.
I am conducting. I am organizer, na?
So okay then, no issues.
Kaushal has sent the message.
Hmm.
He will present after 5 minutes.
Then
Shekhar
no
also.
issue. Okay,
Shekhar
no
also.
issue. What? What Shekhar?
Shekhar saying that I can't.
Sorry?
Shekhar can't come today. He's saying that
Ha.
I will.
No issues, man. No
Oh,
issues. I think 1 more minute we have, and after that we can start. Okay.
I say because
Who is the evaluator for today's meeting?
we have to see
you
once.
also included in the evaluated Prashant.
Oh, okay. So, if you don't mind, I can be the conductor for today's meeting and evaluator as well. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So, I think we should start.
I will iterate Subham also.
Huh?
Subham and the evaluator. Timer was Kshitij earlier, but now not available. So can I can also do that, and conductor is Rahul. So Prashant is conductor today, and organizer is Sandeep. He is present today. Rohit, you can see the timer.
Okay.
We four people. Prashant and your video is lacking.
Prashant,
Prashant and Shubham, show your video na.
switch on your camera, Prashant and Shubham.
Sorry. Yeah. Actually, due to electricity cut, I was out. Okay.
Okay.
I hope you can understand. So now it's a time for introduction. So Shubham.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Soham Gupta. I am from Patna, Bihar. Currently, I am pursuing my Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering from National Institute of Technology, Patna. My interest lies in technology and engineering, and I do technical stuff and I enjoy doing it. Thank you.
Rohit.
Yes, Prashant, very good morning to all of you. My name is Rohit Kumar sir. Currently, I am pursuing my BTech from the National Institute of Technology, Patna. I also belong to Patna, and my interest is to enhance the technical knowledge. That's all.
Sandeep.
Morning, lovely friends. I am Sandeep Singh. I am from Varanasi and I am currently pursuing BTech in Mechanical from NATI. I am third year student. Currently on the day of yoga, I am here to my community. Thank you.
Next
Okay.
turn, Prashant. Yours.
So, okay. A very good morning to all of you. This is Prashant Tripathi, and I'm from Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. But currently, I'm studying in National Institute of Technology, Patna. I'm the student of mechanical engineering, and basically, I like to listen music. I like playing instruments, and apart from that, I like to read books as well. Currently, my interest is more in the finance field than in the mechanical engineering field. So I'm aiming towards that only. That's it from my side. Thank you. So now it is a time to start our speech round.
Speech round.
So, yes. So who is going to be the timer? Who's going to take care of time? Rohit.
Okay, Prashant. I will take.
Okay. So who was on that list? Sorry,
I
first
was
name.
the judge. I was the judge of the today's meeting. I with along four members.
Hmm. So Shubham, today the evaluator will be you and me. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and timer time will be handled by Rohit.
Okay.
Okay. So I think the first name on that list is
Shubham.
Ashutosh, Kaushal, Kshitij, Prashant.
Shubham. Descending. For speech round is
Oh,
descending.
oh, descending. So Shubham, I think you have to start.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to speak about the topic autonomous car or self-driving car. So autonomous car are the wonderful piece of engineering and technology, and it seems to be miracle. And in recent years, in next 3 to 4 years, we would see autonomous car or self-driving car in our roads. And countries like USA has already launched these cars in their roads. So this not only solves the problem of a skilled driver, but at the same time solved a larger problem, the problem of car accident, which we can see that in India, where there is huge population density, and at the same time, in India, where there is huge population density, and at the same time, there are very less people who follow rules and regulations related to traffic. So that result into a huge number of car accidents every day. In a recent survey, it has been pointed that nearly 90% road accidents occur because of human error. So that can be easily tackled by these autonomous cars. And also, the problem of traffic jam, which also occur due to human negligence, and that can be easily solved with the help of these autonomous cars. So apart from these, there are a number of good advantages of these autonomous cars, but also pointed to its problems. The first problem is of its security, as these are all related to internet and internet of things. So there is a good chance of hacking, and at the same time there can be chances of data theft. So that can lead to social problems like kidnapping and other issues. So that should be tackled as soon as possible. And the main problem which arises with every new technology is of unemployment. There could be a huge reduction of driver jobs. And every new technology has resulted in this type of problem, and it is not new problem, and we should take account of these all these things. But at the last, I want to conclude that there are problems of hacking and at the same time unemployment. But for the advancement of human race, it is very important to take advancement in these autonomous cars so that we can progress in our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubham. That was a very nice topic. And now next we have Rohit, I guess.
Kaushal is saying that he wants to give a speech.
Yes,
to go
Kausal
somewhere.
has joined right now.
हाँ. Okay,
Yeah,
Kaushal.
Prashant.
Good morning, Kaushal. Good
first
morning.
of all, sorry
No,
for
no issues.
I am joining because I
No,
am
no issues.
little bit sick right now and I have to go. So I will quickly give my speech, which is unprepared by the way, but I
Yeah.
so today I'm going to okay
Once,
timer. Okay, ठीक. I will start.
highlight
So
na, once
today okay.
once Prashant, you can highlight the person who is giving speech.
So, what is, I mean, why?
So the video will be better of him in the if you are recording. So it will be better
No,
video.
actually, what happens when you're going to highlight someone, na, then video will not get recorded.
Okay, then leave.
Uh, that is why I don't highlight.
Okay, so can I start?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
Kaushal.
so today I will be talking about in a frequent manner about a rather technical topic about a special kind of bolt known as explosive bolts. Okay, so as the name interferes, these explosive bolts are nothing but a special kind of bolt. Okay, which fractures at a site where a groove is designated on it. See, it is a kind of a bolt which has internal power source generation and RDX in between inside it. So when power is generated inside the explosive bolt, this RDX explodes, and because of the explosion in the RDX, this bolt fractures at the site where groove is given. So the next question comes that okay, why this explosive bolts is used? Because we know that bolts are used to connect two things, join two things. Then why we are using a bolt which can explode after some time, or which can fracture after some time, which whose purpose is to fracture after some time? So these explosives are mainly used as a pyrotechnical and connection devices for satellite launch operations. That during satellite launch operation, satellites had mainly two parts if we consider it. One part is the launch vehicle, and another part is the topmost part is the part where satellite and all payload is situated. So to, to make a joint in between these two parts, we use explosive bolts. And when the satellites ascends upward in the sky, and when time comes when these two parts needs to be detached, these explosive bolts fractures because of controlled explosions. And because of these explosions, the interface ring from which the satellite was connected and the payload adapter from which the launch vehicle was connected, both of them gets detached from each other. And because of that, payload remains downside, and the satellites ascends further into the sky. So these explosive bolts are mainly used for that purpose, for controlled uh, by 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 these bolts. We do controlled explosions of them, and we detach these joints whenever we need them. So explosive bolts are mainly used to withstand the random axial forces, for withstanding various shear forces in launch operation. The explosive bolts are not used. There are other mechanical components that to withstand random axial forces. So explosive forces. So we really need uh, uh, to do the reliability analysis of explosive force. So first of all, what is this reliability terminology? Reliability phenomena by which these components work normally under given working under given prescribed set prescribed. So if we are talking about reliability of these explosive bolts, it means that these explosive bolts needs to work under a specified condition at a specified time so that the launch operation goes well. Hence, the reliability analysis of these explosive bolts become very important, and further we do various reliability analysis on these explosive bolts. But overall, this mechanical component is a very interesting component that I think I should give my view upon, and that's all. Thank you. Hello, my speech is ended, I think. Am I not audible? Hello, hello.
Audible. It's great.
Doctor, sir, it is fine.
Okay, so my speech was not prepared at all. I just talked about this stuff. Okay, so sorry if I was
So,
not audible at all. I am in a hurry, so uh, yeah, sir.
actually, I was out today.
Hello, Prasad.
Even I was
And your voice is not audible.
due to the internet connection, so I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay, fine. So see, my speech is done. Even
Uh-huh.
better you do it. I
Am I
will be
audible,
going.
Kaushal? Hello, Kaushal.
Uh,
Hello. Am I audible, Kaushal?
yeah, yeah, you are audible, Prasad. You are
Okay,
audible.
okay. Fine.
So I will be going for 50 minutes, okay? And after 50 minutes, I will come in impromptu session, okay? Is that fine with you all?
No, no issues. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kaushal.
Okay.
Thank you for your-
Yeah. Hello.
Next, we have Rohit. Okay.
Okay, Prashant. Very warm good morning to all of you. Today I am going to present a speech on the topic political corruption. It is well known that all the political parties and all mostly politicians are corrupt, not
Sandeep,
only
you
in
are not
India, but
audible.
my voice is not clear.
Clear. Audible.
Clear, Rohit is
Clear,
audible.
fine.
I am giving the speech on the topic political corruption. It is well known that most of the politicians and the political parties are corrupt today, not only in India, but all over the world. Honest politicians are very rare in a rare breed today. People are get not shocked when the news coming from the politicians corruption come in light. Money and politics are adulterous example adulterous relation between the politics and the politicians. In democracy, in the democracy money is used as a huge amount to just expand the rally and conduct the rally and conduct the election. In most of the cases, the politicians are involved in this, the big businessman, big industrialist to support and seeking the give the support to those corrupt people. All are done only in behalf to just gain over the remain in the power and just to uh, control over the people. All are done by the politician, and it is the not a moral case, it is the unethical case that has performed by the politician. Sometimes it is violated by the law. Political corruption has become dominant mode of the corruption nowadays. Politicians try to rise and remain in the power by any way, whether it is right or whether it is wrong. Most of the corruption by the politician it has performed during the election commission announced the some set of the money will be spent in the election, but the politicians expend much beyond that money. A huge sum of the money was collected from the industrialist, big businessman to just contribute in the election. In return, the politician give the chance in the tender politician, and also the industrialist make the multiple profit out of the license, out of the set of the license. Politician also interfere in the work of the police. Police does not work on the behalf of their choice, because the politician interfere in the work of the police, and the indirectly it also become the corrupt to the police and the paralyze the arm of the police. Money is poured in the election and the vote was purchased. Booth capturing was happened. uh, Vote for the some personalized person, vote not on the choice of the people, it has also done by the politicians during the election. There are numerous examples where the chief minister, leader, and the especially the holding the position of the government involved in the some criminal criminal cases and the scam cases. Some example clear has the clear figure. Carom cases 1964, cement scandal in 1982. 1982, it has the case involved with the chief minister of the Maharashtra. So finally, it is concluded that our society is facing the crisis of the moral, ethics, and values, and we are used by the corrupt and the dishonest politicians. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you for showing some light on this topic. And now I think it is the turn of Sandeep.
Yeah, I'm ready. So, Rohit, are you ready with the timer?
Yes, Prashant. No.
So, on the day of Holi, I will I will want to talk about the festival Holi only. So, as we all know that we celebrate Holi with lot of colors, and it's a very enjoyment festival of enjoyment for all of us. So, Holi is the festival of colors, and it is not only popular in India; it is also popular in the world, because the celebration we do it in it is of great enjoyment. So people come to know that how we celebrate it. So we make gujiyas, we make some other things. We day before Holi, we make Holika Dahan, where we everyone goes for there with some auspicious things, and we also another on the next day we play with colors, and after playing with colors we just wear new clothes and go to our relatives home and meet everyone. Everyone is there, everyone meeting everyone's happily, and so the festival is concluded. So after that everyone wants to know that why we celebrate Holi. So there is a story behind, the many stories are behind, but a story I remember that uh, um, a demon there was a demon named Hiranyakashyap. So he is very cruel person, but he has a son named Prahlad. He worships Lord Vishnu, and the Hiranyakashyap was very angry with his son that why he is worshipping Lord Vishnu, because Hiranyakashyap just hates Lord Vishnu. So he wants many times his son, but son never get fear from his father. So lastly, his father decided to kill his son. So first of all, he tried it by his sister named Holika. Holika has power that Holika has a cloth by which if she wears, no fire can harm her. So Hiranyakashyap plans that if Holika will take the Prahlad in his lap and wear the cloth, so Holika will be saved, but Prahlad will be burned. But the things happened that when it is going on, there is a strong wind came and Holika burns, but Prahlad saved by the Lord Vishnu. And after that, Lord Vishnu comes and just kill the Hiranyakashyap with the Narsimha avatar, well-known Narsimha avatar. Everyone knows that. Yeah. So this is the spiritual reason behind this festival. And nowadays it's not only for India. It's all celebrated all over the world, like Britain, UK, France, Australia, anywhere. So after that, I want to talk about the effects of festival on our life and our society. Like India is a very cultural country, and we have many festivals. We celebrate many festivals: Holi, Deepavali, the Sahara, and many more. So people can say why there are so many festivals, but we Indians know the things behind that. That we got a moment of happiness time to time, and it's just create a lot of happiness, lot of togetherness in the society. like when we go into Mela in the Sahara, or when we light up the diyas in the Diwali, so it's gives us immense pleasure. So the effects of the festivals on the Indian society, that it connects everyone, and it's very good for us. And it's also so the enrichment of Indian culture, in the sense of in the many senses. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadeep, and thank you for highlighting the details of this festival Holi.
Yeah.
So I think now it's my turn to give a speech on any topic. So this is Prashant Tripathi, and today I'm going to speak about a very important topic. So I want you to be very attentive and listen to this. So let us start. The topic name is electoral bond, and it is somehow related to democracy. My friend Rohit has also presented something about democracy. So I think this must be, you all must be knowing that what is electoral bonds. Okay, so if there is an election, then a lot of party contest the election. Okay, for contesting election, the party needs fund. So these electoral bonds are the process in which the party can collect fund by their donor. Okay, so what is this basically? What in this what we have to do? Suppose even I want to donate some money to, let's suppose, Congress. Okay, so I can donate that by simply what? Simply going to the SBI bank. I have to say I have to donate 1,000 rupees. They're simply going to give me a paper, and after getting the paper, I can simply go and give that paper to any office of Congress, and then they can again take back that paper to the SBI and they can get their money. So what was the problem? What was the problem in this? So the very first one is they have said that the donor who is willing to donate money, their name will be anonymous. I mean, in this country where every citizen has the right to know each and everything about democracy, it has been told in that provision that the donor who is willing to give money, his name will be anonymous. Okay, so this was the very first provision. And after that, suppose there is a party and he is getting a lot of money, then there is then a law and then a provision has been extended to what? To show that money, that from which source you are getting that money. So earlier what happened before 2017, when this electoral bond was not present, every party has to show the statement of the bank account of that party fund, that from where they're getting money. But now the government has removed this. So this is a very problematic. How I'm going to explain this. So suppose there is a corporate, okay, that corporate want to give money to, suppose, anybody, let's say BJP. So very first thing, like, it is obvious, like, what can be problematic. Suppose if the corporate is giving a hell lot of money, suppose 500 crore, then these money can affect the way in which government decide policy, because the company might say, please, I'm giving you the money, then please you, no, it is a kind of quid pro quo. I'm doing something for you, then please you should do something for me. So this is this kind of situation. That is why the uh, it should the name of the owner should not be anonymous. The name should be mentioned clearly, or at least everyone should know, because this is democracy. And now the next problem is this, that government has bring this provision, okay, no doubt. But what is the problem? Suppose no parties knows that who is funding whom and who is giving whom, but that SBI can trace. This is clear. How? Because if any donor is coming, then that donor bank account is in the SBI. So SBI knows, and if SBI knows, then we can say the central government already knows. So this is kind of a privacy breach, because BJP can know who is giving them the fund, but Congress, who are the opposition, they don't have that power to seek the information from SBI. But central government has that power. So by this, they can give out the name. They can take out the name. Oh, these are the people who are funding my opponents. Okay, let's destroy them. So this kind of situation can arise in the future. So this is the way I think. anonymity which has been said in the provision, that should not be there, because we are the people who are voting, so we have the right to know who is funding these political parties, and who is funding these political parties. And also there was a case when you bring that paper, suppose this is a paper, this is a electoral bond, there was a secret number which was found by showing by bringing it to under the UV rays. So through this secret number, government can trace that who is the corporate, who is the person who is donating money. So this is how government can find, but not opposition parties can find. Okay, and also through this way, like this is a new way to donate money to to donate money to parties. But what government is claiming that through this black money will be raised. But my dear friends, there has been no provision to to impose section on black money, because this is just a new way. Like this is a new way you can donate money. But what the previous ways were, they were not closed; they are still open. So how we will tackle with the issues of black money? These are the issues which are related to electoral bond. So I would like to say at the last that these electoral bond should be made in such a way that anyone can donate money, but their identity should not be uh, their identity should be disclosed to all the general people, so that we can so that our government can work in a very proper way, and they can make policies which do not directly ring with the corporates. Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you. And
Person.
I think we should move towards impromptu round. Hello everyone.
Yeah, we can move.
So I think organizer will tell us the topic, because currently I don't have any topic. Sandeep.
Yeah, I have a topic. Yeah.
Okay.
So who will for a round?
So I can be the first one, no issues. Let's go.
Okay. So topic is your biggest concern for the future is. Your biggest concern for the future is.
Okay. So I think I can start. Okay. So hello everyone. Today I'm going to speak on the topic given by Sandeep, your biggest concern of the future. So as we are in the developing country, so every man has some goals, some concerns in his mind. So for me, I think the future concerns which I'm going to face is definitely the population and the economic disparity between rich people and the poor people. So, as the topic said, what is your biggest concern? I'm not going to be selfish. I'm not going to talk about my concern. I'm just going to talk about the concern which this country is going to face after probably 5 to 10 years. So, so the two concerns are population and the economic disparity, the difference between the rich people and the poor people. Okay, the very first one is the population concern. Why it is very important? Any government scheme will only be successful if it is reached to every people. Okay, then only we can say that this scheme of government is very successful. But what is happening in India? The people, the population which comes under poverty, which comes under below poverty line is so huge. I mean, it is approx 60 to 65 crore, or more than that. So this population is so huge that government is not able to provide them with all facilities, with all schemes. I mean that implementation to such a huge population is not possible. Suppose government is paying rupees 5, then the person is getting only what? Rupees 20 paisa benefit of rupees 20 paisa. This is problematic. This is a these are the problems which are getting created due to the this huge population. I suppose there is, I mean, we can say that India can solely comprise of around 100 Australian countries. I mean, if we will put 100 Australian countries in one basket, then there will be India to counter them. We can actually say this. Now, the second was the rich people and the poor people. Now, why it is happening that poor people and the rich people, there is a gap because rich people are educated. So of course they are making their money. They are making their money to grow in different instruments. But that poor people, they are not even educated. They are not even getting the basic needs so that they can excel in their life. So this can only be attained if the primary facilities like education, not education only, not the quantity, the quality should be good. Suppose there is a school, but the quality is not good, then I don't think there is a boy who is living in the village can be a billionaire in the coming uh, decades. So a level playing facility should be provided to each and everyone. So anyone can, from any background, can excel in his or her life. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
That's great, Kausal. That's great, Prashant. Who's the next? I think Kausal is the next. It's from alphabetical order, from up to down. Kausal is the next. And Kausal, are you ready?
Yes, Sandeep, I am ready.
Okay. So my topic for you is that as right now everything is online, you know that. So in the you are completing your college also in online mode. So the topic is that going to university or college is not necessary anymore.
Can you repeat once again?
Uh, Going to university or college is not that much necessary anymore. As you
Okay.
are also completing your college from online mode, na. So I was just asking that going to college or university in offline mode is not necessary anymore.
Okay. Do I get time to think about it or not?
Yeah, 30 seconds are there.
Okay, then we start my time. Okay, I am ready. So, as Sandeep said, or rather, he gave me an argument that is going to college or university is really necessary or not. So, I am not going to be biased about this thing because I believe that it is necessary and also it is unnecessary in few terms. Why? Because see, if we consider the practical situation, if we consider the practical situation of this argument, then we are studying in online mode, and whatever thing we studied, we would have studied in college, we are studying it through our laptops and computers. Yeah, you can say that we are missing out on many physical things like practicals and lab, but overall you can say that the main lecture thing or the main thing that happened in college, we are doing them on online basis. uh, what I believe is that education is something where we have not done any kind of innovative things for many decades, I believe. You take example of a mobile phone. Few years back, it used to be this small, but nowadays these mobile phones have changed a lot. These mobile phones have become this big. A few years ago, banking system was in a different was completely different, and nowadays it is completely different. And we are seeing that advancement in technology as well as advancement in every field is going on. So why we are lagging behind in the advancement in education system? Because we are studying in the same table by the same board, by the same professor for like decades and decades on. Even our grandfather studied like that, and we are also studying like that. So what I believe is that this online mode, I will not say that it is completely unnecessary, but I would say that we can adapt these kind of technological advancement in our education system also to, somehow catapult our education system to new stratosphere. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Kaushal. That was a great from your side with the few points you mentioned that you compare with all those going on. That was good. And now next, I think we have Sandeep.
So next is Rohit, alphabetical order. Next is
Rohit. Sorry. Rohit.
and
Okay, Prashant. Yes.
the topic for you is that the colonizing Mars is necessary to ensure human survival. As you know about Elon Musk. He's saying
No.
that or listen that people are saying that the if the Earth will destroy, where we can survive. So people have a thought that colonizing Mars is necessary to ensure that human survival is extinct till last, or human ensure human survival. Okay, so you can give in front on this topic, or you want to change?
I want to change.
Okay, no problem. So poverty is the state of mind. Can you say on it?
Okay.
Poverty is the state of mind.
Poverty is a state of mind.
Yeah, poverty, garibi.
Ah, yes. I'm getting.
You can start, Rohit.
Okay. Uh, yes, Sandeep. Poverty is a state of mind that you have given me topic. India is the developing country, and it is also not a country of the poor, country of the rich people. Most of the people belong to the below poverty line, and also the government is announced the PDS system, public distribution system, to those people who are below the poverty line, categorized according to the economical basis. The people who are not able to survive their life, cannot able to earn money more, able to survive the life very difficult. So the government has announced the PDS system to such family who are not able to get the food on time, or food not able to earn the such amount of money to buy the food. So poverty is not a set of mind. It is really exist. Suppose you go in the villages or in the such area, slum area, where you can see the most of the people are lagging in the sense in the education, in the clothing, and they are not able to buy the new clothes, they are not able to purchase the good education, they are not able to go in the such a school where the better education they can adopt. Uh, Poverty is also in India. Some people are dying due to the lack of the health care. The government is also watching on that situation, but it is not to just see all the people, because India is a big country and most of the people are facing the poverty problem. They are not able to adopt the better education. They are not able to get the better facilities of the health. They are not going to the better places for the treatment. That's it from the my side.
That's great, Rohit. So I will be next or Subham will be next?
You should give this speech.
I think Sandeep, it's your
Yeah.
turn.
Also, give me your topic. Give me a topic. Anyone give me a topic from Pronto round?
Okay. Prasant, are you going to give or should I?
If you want, I can give topic. No issues. Ashal, what? If you want, I can give the topic.
Okay, let me give you a topic, Sandeep.
Yeah.
Uh, um, okay, you have played PUBG, am I right?
Yeah, sometimes I have played.
Okay. So, do violent video games contribute to youth violence? Your topic is, do violent video games which contains like graphic images or killing or using guns and all this stuff, do these video game contribute to violence in youth or normal violence? You have seen you have heard about like school shooting in the United States, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the use of this kind of violent
Yeah,
game
just the
contribute to
topic.
this kind of
It's
violence.
okay.
So do you want to change your topic or keep it?
It's okay. It's good.
Okay, then take your time.
Yes, Sandeep, you can start now.
Yeah. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good noon, everyone. I am going to talk about the playing violent games like PUBG or etc. COD, others is going to make people violent or what? So first of all, I want to talk about the PUBG. Everyone should know that the PUBG is a game where there are 100 people and everyone wants to kill other 99 and want to become only survive on that game. So that's the game of PUBG, and there is a lot of shootings. Everyone shooting one another and killing others. So it's a very fascinating game, and everyone enjoys it a lot because it's like you are playing with the real people, so you are thinking that I am killing the real people of that place. So that's all from, so it's very fascinating. But someone has says that the you become what you are surrounding, what your surrounding is like you so if anyone plays a lot of PUBG game, day and night plays PUBG. So there may be in his mind that so you can say that his surrounding is the PUBG game. So there may be in his mind there are some things like I can kill everyone, I will be the this that. There is a fascinate. He feels the killing others is fantastic to kill others. He thinks that it is a proud moment to kill others and make himself or herself alive. We can also see some incidents in other countries like people are taking a gun and going to some places and kill everyone whoever they find. We can see in a Moscow also and some schools also we can see the incidents. So people are thinking that killing others is a normal thing. Why? Because they are seeing in the movies, they are seeing in the PUBG game, they are doing this. So I think that playing PUBG for a little bit enjoyment is good. It's not that much harmful because it makes you enjoy some for some time. But if anyone plays a lot, like 10 hours, 6 hours a day, so it can make him to think in that sense, like killing others and doing things related to that. So I just wanna say that playing pub you should you everyone has control on it control on himself herself that how much he's playing, how much he's doing that. So in controlled manner it will be not harmful, but if it is in control, so it may harmful for some people, not everyone, because everyone has their controlling power and other things, but it may be harmful for some people. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Sandeep. And I think now it's a turn of Shubham.
One thing, Rohit, how much time I have taken?
Yes, Sandeep, I am going to speak. I am going to tell you. Give me time.
I'm just asking, like,
No, I have noted the recording time. I have noted the recording time. That's why when I will calculate, it will be published. Okay.
Yeah, we believe you, Rohit. We believe you.
I'm just want to see that I have passed the time, na 2 minutes, or I am less than that.
Yes, you have passed the 2 minute time. You
I
have
just,
start at 4:49 minute when the recording was 49 for 40 second, and you have ended with the 52 minute with 35 second.
yeah, then thank you. Shubham, I am giving Shubham topic for you. Like your topic for you is that your most profitable mistake till now.
Okay.
Your most profitable mistake till now.
Yeah, thank you, Sandeep, for giving me this topic. That your most profitable mistake till now. So I do not see that anything is mistake. It's just a step towards. It's just an experience for you. So for me, I was inclined towards computer and computer science. but I chose mechanical because of my home town, and as well as because I want to stay close to my parents. So I chose mechanical engineering here in NIT Patna. But then after coming to college, I performed good in programming, and then I was thinking of branch change, but then the branch change couldn't happen. But when I opened to other clubs like SAE and came to about technology and come to know about the technology like aircraft engineering and other mechanical stuff, I come to realize that no technology is bounded. Every experience which you experience in your life has something which you can learn from it. And so here I can see that how good scope is with mechanical engineering and computer science. We are working on computer vision in autonomous car, and that has huge potential for mechanical engineers as well as computer engineering. And I must have not learned if I would choose computer engineering that how much potential this mechanical engineering is in the autonomous vehicle, which I am experiencing now. So I can say that no mistake is permanent, and we should understand that there is no mistake. It's just a mindset that we are committing mistake or we have committed mistake. We should understand that it is just a path in your learning, and you should learn from that and excel in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubham. So the all the rounds are over. So we have to conclude now, Kausal.
Yes, Sandeep.
So we can conclude now.
Yeah, we can conclude. Everyone has given their impromptu and speech, I suppose. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then we can conclude. Thank you, everybody.
And the evaluators, please share your views on the WhatsApp group or where you want.
First evaluator for today's round, I think Prasant was and I was. Am I right?
And Shubham and
Okay,
Kausal was
okay.
also.
I have also written down few points
Yeah,
for
yeah.
impromptu round. I will send them in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, please. Thank you. So ending this meeting. Thank you, everyone. Happy Holi.
Happy.